Today on Game Changers.
I run a nonprofit. It's called Dance Music Initiative, and it's about our goal, our mission is to collectively inspire creativity through dance music culture. So basically, it's just a bunch of DJs getting together and spinning music.
That's awesome.
But in addition to that, what we do is one of our primary programs is we teach the community how to DJ for free, right? So before COVID, we would set up our like DJ station and lab in like a public venue. We were meeting every Monday night at a pub in Tustin. We would set up kind of our classes, and we would be there teaching from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. and it's open to the public. No experience necessary, no gear necessary because we brought everything, and we would just teach people how to, the ins and outs of DJing. Yeah, we definitely teach all levels, right? And I like to teach people on vinyl and turntables because learning that way, you really build up the fundamentals, right? You really learn how to DJ by ear, which is what I think is super important, right? There's a lot of great tools out there that make DJing a lot easier, and the technology is super helpful. But one thing that happens is when you learn that way, you often rely on your eyes a lot more than your ears. And so by training people on turntables and records, there's no waveforms to line up. There's no sync button and numbers to make sure are the same. The only thing that matters is your ears, right? What you hear. And the reason why that's important and why I stress that as a teacher is because that's the only thing that your audience cares about, right? When you're playing in a club, your audience isn't looking at your gear. They don't care how the music looks on your screen or whatever. It just matters, is the vibe right? Does it sound good? Are you playing good music, right? And by boiling everything down when you're learning to just those basics, it helps you focus on the right thing, right? So you're on the same page as your audience. So that's kind of like our teaching philosophy. We definitely do teach on all the digital equipment too. We have CDJs and whatnot during class, but we always run through every student that comes by through the more traditional equipment. And it also builds a nice kind of respect for the art form. And we sprinkle in a little bit of culture and history lesson in our kind of intro class as well. I just established a good fundamental foundation for them to then, approach it with the right culture and with the right mindset. But as far as their artistry and what they're bringing to the table and their energy and effort, that's them building on top of that.
That's wonderful that you're sharing that knowledge. There's a really good philosopher that I'd like to quote. It is Chris Griffin from Family Guy. It is, what good is the nose gold if you can't share it with the townspeople? And that really is a great metaphor, even though it's silly. What good is the knowledge if you don't have anybody to share? My background, I taught mixed martial arts for a long time. That's how martial arts got passed down.
Yeah.
That was it, just by sharing.
Citizen of this world, right? And so
hi, Kitty.
Hi, Cat.
If anybody's listening to this on SoundCloud at some future date, Boogie's cat just
jumped on my desk.
A wild cat has appeared.
How has the pandemic how has it affected your DJing lessons?
It's wrecked everything. So, we no longer host our weekly classes in person. Right. And obviously events are all shut down or strongly discouraged. I remember it was March 9th. It was like the week before, like early in the week before, kind of everything became mandatory, at least in California. And I was like, I see this thing. I think it's pretty serious. I took it upon myself to cancel classes before it was legally mandated or whatever, right? Because our community is as strong as its members are, right? And I did not feel comfortable putting my community in danger in any way and risk their health or the health of their relatives, right? Or their friends and family, just to do this DJ thing, right? There's a bigger thing at play here. So I've I've shut down all the events that we were doing, and it's definitely taken its toll. But that really pushed me to figure out how to like extend our reach online, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we've been doing a lot of fun like things. We do a lot of like classes that are online now. I've been recording snippets of our classes and making little short mini lessons out of them. It was something I was hesitant to do for a long time because I always wanted people to get the knowledge in person. Like if you want to learn, come by, right? And not because like I care about how it's taught, but because DJing to me is all about gathering in person. So I didn't want to virtualize the experience. Actually, one of my like overarching goals of the whole nonprofit, in addition to DJing, is to preserve in-person connection and interactivity and sharing of art, right? As technology grows and as the world moves forward, I think technology is pulling us further apart, right? Streaming is great. We're doing a podcast, right?
Yeah.
But how cool would it be? I mean, it doesn't replace like an in-person panel, right? Where you have a live audience where you can interact with. And it's even more important for a club scene, right? Like
Oh yeah.
watching a rave online is like 10% of the experience versus being with your friends in person, meeting strangers, dancing on the dance floor, not saying a word to these people, but communicating through your self-expression, And so I want to preserve that as the new generations come around and may not have an inclination to go outside anymore. It's the same analogy where like, the older generation says like, oh, well, video games are around and no kids play outside anymore.
So what is it that you do for Leyline?
So, like a producer in, in all these entertainment forums, I produce a lot of the stuff that Leyline does. I think the project that I most recently completed was the crowdfunding campaign, right? As far as like doing all the research to figure out what platform we want to use, which makes the most sense for us. Working in tandem with Christian and a video production company that Boogie actually recommended to us, called Altered State Entertainment. They were amazing to work with, by the way, and they did really good work. So we produced and created a crowdfunding video that kind of explained and set everything up. So, people who come by the page, they say, what is Leyline? That basically gives you a very high level view. As well as kind of the marketing strategy behind it and the visuals and our milestone reward incentives and stuff like that. So I worked with a lot of folks to kind of put all those things together and to kind of put it out there.
No, I think you set the tone for us kind of and kind of set us in the right direction and be like, maybe veer this way a little bit. But while Bryan tells us more about what he does at Leyline, let's check out this awesome photo of it.
I love this photo.
I love it. I love it so much. When and where was this taken?
Love that photo.
It's so cool. Yeah.
That's a great photo. Your
Yeah.
hair is a lot shorter.
Yeah, a lot shorter
Before
hair.
the pandemic.
I'm wearing the same swim sweatshirt, and so this is a press photo that
So
was
everybody,
taken.
little did you know, Bryan actually only has one sweater. Sorry, I didn't mean to out you there, but
I'm working for Leyline to get those donations so I could get a new sweater. So
let's go.
That's where those gift cards are going.
Personally, what was something positive that came out of the year of 2020 for Boogie?
I had my beautiful daughter. The people that have seen, would you just?
Kat just wants to he wants to be part of the podcast.
Some of you guys seen her. She has my sense of humor. She's ridiculous. When people first talk to me about being a parent, they're like, the fussy and all of this. They don't sleep very much, and she knocks out like 10 hours a night, and she laughs the entire day. And if she's hungry, she goes, or she pooped, and she's good. Other than that, we're golden. That was probably one of the bright things. I should have went first so I could say Leyline first. Should have went first. Full episode of Game Changers is now available. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more Leyline content.